You know what I've learned? Life ain't fair. It's messy, it's chaotic, and the rules, they don't apply the same way to everybody. Sometimes you gotta cheat with life. Now, hold on. I'm not talking about stealing or lying. I'm talking about bending the rules life throws at you. About playing the game smarter than the game expects. See, the world's gonna try to box you in. Tell you who you are, what you can do, what your limits are. But those limits, they're just lines drawn by someone else. And if you're gonna win, sometimes you gotta redraw those lines. Sometimes you gotta sneak past the gate when it's closed, find a back door when the front one's locked, and take what's yours with courage and wit. You gotta hustle. Hustle so hard that the rules don't even know what hit M. You gotta take those knocks, those setbacks, and keep moving, because the real cheat is quitting. Quitting is giving life the power to win. But if you keep pushing, keep grinding, keep finding new ways to get ahead, you become unstoppable. Life rewards those who take risks, but not reckless risks. Calculated moves that show you know the game better than anyone else. You got to outthink the system. You got to outwork the system. You got to outlast the system. And when you do, you don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just live, you conquer. Because sometimes to win at life, you have to cheat. Cheat the doubt, cheat the fear, cheat the limits. Cheat the impossible until the impossible becomes your reality. So go out there. Break the rules that don't serve you. Rewrite the story they told you was yours to live. And show the world what it means to live on your terms. Because sometimes, just sometimes, you have to cheat with life. Life's playing field isn't always fair. That's something we all come to realize sooner or later. From the moment you step into this world, you see that the rules aren't the same for everyone. Some people get handed opportunities on a silver platter, while others have to claw and scratch just to get a foot in the door. The truth is, life doesn't distribute its chances equally. It doesn't hand out success or happiness based purely on talent, hard work, or good intentions. There are forces at play, circumstances, privilege, timing, that tip the scales in ways we can't always control. Imagine a game where the deck is stacked. You're dealt cards that aren't in your favor. Maybe you come from a background where resources are scarce, or the system is rigged against you in subtle, invisible ways. Maybe you face obstacles that others don't even see, and yet the expectation is that you'll play by the same rules as everyone else, that you'll succeed because you deserve to, because you've earned it. But life doesn't work like that. It's not always about deserving. Sometimes it's about surviving, about finding ways to thrive even when the odds are against you. This unfairness can hit you hard, and if you let it, it can break your spirit. But here's the thing, recognizing that life isn't fair isn't a reason to give up or to become bitter. It's a call to action. It means you have to be smart about how you approach your journey. You have to be willing to see the game for what it really is, and then figure out how to play it your way. You have to be ready to bend, to adapt, to find loopholes, to outsmart the obstacles in your path. Sometimes you have to cheat, not in the way people think of cheating as wrong or dishonest, but cheat in the sense of taking advantage of every possible edge, every opportunity, every strategy that helps you level the playing field. Understanding that life's playing field isn't fair means understanding that you can't always rely on pure merit or hard work alone. You have to be strategic. You have to look for ways to outmaneuver the system. You might have to hustle harder, network smarter, learn things others overlook, and be bold enough to take risks others won't. Sometimes it means doing the unexpected, making moves that surprise people, or breaking the mold. It means being creative about your survival and your success. What's crucial is this: accepting life's unfairness doesn't mean you stop trying. It means you try differently. It means you get resourceful. You learn to see beyond the obvious and recognize where the real opportunities lie, even if they're hidden in the cracks or behind closed doors. You learn that fairness isn't a guarantee. You have to create your own fairness. You have to create your own chance to win. And when you do that, you're no longer a victim of life's unfairness. You're a player who has learned how to use the game to your advantage. You're someone who doesn't just accept the hand dealt, but works to change the rules and find a way to come out on top. Because sometimes, to beat a game that's rigged, you have to willing to play it differently. You have to cheat with life. Creativity in survival is one of the most powerful tools you can bring to life's battlefield. When the odds are stacked against you, when the straightforward path is blocked or riddled with obstacles, it's your ability to think differently, to innovate, and to adapt that becomes your lifeline. This kind of creativity isn't about art or beauty alone. It's about resourcefulness, about finding ways to keep moving forward, even when everything seems to tell you to stop. It's about survival, but survival with style and intelligence. Survival that refuses to accept defeat and instead looks for new possibilities. Life doesn't hand out clear instructions or easy answers. There's no single map that leads straight to success or happiness. Instead, you're thrown into a complex maze with shifting walls and hidden traps. In this maze, the rules can change without warning, and the paths you thought were safe can suddenly become dead ends. The people who make it through are those who don't just rely on brute strength or blind effort. They are the ones who think creatively. They see the same maze as everyone else, but notice cracks in the walls, secret passages, and alternative routes others miss. When you're creative in survival, you look at problems not as barriers, but as puzzles waiting to be solved. You ask questions others don't. What if I try it this way? Is there a different tool I can use? Who else can help me open this door? You become flexible, willing to bend your approach and change tactics instead of stubbornly sticking to what's familiar or comfortable. This is how you turn disadvantage into advantage, how you turn setbacks into stepping stones. Cheating life, in this sense, is not about dishonesty, but about cleverness and ingenuity. It's about using every bit of knowledge, experience, and intuition to your benefit. Maybe it means learning new skills quickly to fill a gap or leveraging relationships others overlook. Maybe it means turning a failure into a lesson or spotting an opportunity where others see only risk. It means refusing to be boxed in by circumstances or limited thinking. Instead, you break the mold, find new angles, and create your own paths where none seemed to exist. This kind of creative survival requires courage too, because it often means stepping into the unknown, risking embarrassment, or facing rejection. It's easier to stick with the usual ways, the safe routines, but those rarely lead to breakthroughs. True survival creativity demands boldness. It demands the willingness to experiment, to fail, and to try again with something new. And through this process, you grow stronger, sharper, and more capable. Ultimately, creativity in survival is what separates those who endure from those who thrive. It's the difference between reacting to life's challenges with frustration or fear and responding with innovation and hope. It transforms the struggle into a game of possibilities where every obstacle becomes a chance to outthink the problem and come out ahead. When you embrace this mindset, Cheating life isn't a moral failure. It's a strategy of wisdom and strength that propels you beyond limits and toward your goals. The hustle is real. There's no sugarcoating it. Life demands relentless effort, and when opportunity hides behind barriers, you have to be the one who breaks through. It's not just about working hard. It's about working smart, pushing harder when others slow down, and keeping the fire alive when everything inside you wants to quit. Hustle is the heartbeat of survival and success. It's what separates those who wait for their chance from those who create their chance. Sometimes, the path to what you want isn't clear or easy. Doors stay shut. People doubt you. Resources are scarce. The system seems designed to keep you out. But if you only wait for things to happen or rely on luck, you'll be waiting forever. Hustle means getting up before the sun rises and grinding long after it sets. It means taking every small opportunity and turning it into something bigger. It means making calls, knocking on doors, showing up even when you feel invisible or overlooked. The hustle isn't glamorous. It's exhausting. It's filled with moments where you wonder if it's worth it. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the willingness to keep going through those moments. Hustle is about persistence, about refusal to be stopped by obstacles, no matter how many times you get knocked down. It's about resilience, getting back up, dusting yourself off, and finding another way forward. But hustle alone isn't enough. It has to be paired with strategy and intelligence. Hustling blindly, just grinding without direction, can burn you out fast. The real hustle is about working smarter. It's about identifying what really matters, where the energy should be focused, and cutting through distractions. It's about knowing when to push hard and when to pivot. Sometimes you hustle by learning something new that gives you an edge. Sometimes by building relationships that open doors, and sometimes by simply showing up and outworking everyone else. Hustle is also about mindset. It's about embracing discomfort and uncertainty as part of the journey. It's about seeing setbacks not as failures, but as fuel. It's about being obsessed with your goals so much that the grind becomes part of who you are. Hustle means not waiting for permission to succeed or for the right time to come. You make your own time. You take your own shot. In a world that often rewards shortcuts and instant results, hustle is the quiet, steady force that keeps you moving toward your dreams. It's the fuel behind every story of triumph over adversity. Because when opportunity hides behind barriers, the one who hustles hardest is the one who finds a way through. Hustle means you don't just accept life's limitations. You push past them, break them, and rewrite what's possible. So never underestimate the power of the hustle. It's real. It's necessary. It's the engine that drives you when talent isn't enough and when luck doesn't show up. Hustle hard, hustle smart, and hustle until your success is undeniable. Resilience over resignation is the cornerstone of true strength in life. It's the ability to keep standing when everything inside you says to fall. Life will test you. It will throw punches, knock you down, and challenge your spirit in ways that feel unfair, relentless, and overwhelming. But resilience means refusing to stay down. It means that no matter how many times life tries to break you, you get back up and keep fighting. Resignation, on the other hand, is the quiet surrender, the acceptance of defeat before you've even truly begun. Resilience is about saying, not today, even when the weight of the world feels unbearable. When things don't go your way, and believe me, there will be times when they don't, you have a choice. You can let the setbacks define you and settle into despair, or you can use those moments as fuel to drive you forward. Resilience is the muscle you build every time you refuse to give up, every time you turn pain into purpose. It's about understanding that failure isn't the end, it's part of the process. Every disappointment is a lesson, every hardship a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what's next. People who resign give up their power. They stop believing that change is possible, that their efforts matter. Resilience is the opposite. It's a mindset that says, I can't control everything, but I can control how I respond. When you're resilient, you refuse to let your circumstances steal your hope or your vision. You hold on to the belief that better days are ahead, even when they seem far away. You know that life's storms are temporary, and you weather them with courage and determination. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is okay. It means acknowledging your struggles honestly while still choosing to move forward. It means seeking help when you need it, learning from your experiences, and never losing sight of your goals. Sometimes resilience means taking a step back to gather strength, and sometimes it means pushing harder than ever before. It's a dynamic, ongoing process of surviving and thriving despite the odds. The difference between resilience and resignation is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who watch theirs fade away. Resilience keeps you in the game, keeps your vision alive, and keeps your spirit unbreakable. When life gets tough, and it will, you have to decide if you'll let it defeat you or if you'll use that challenge to rise higher. The real cheat in life is giving up. Resilience is your power move. It's your way of saying that no matter what, you're still here, still fighting, still believing in yourself. So when life pushes you down, don't stay down. Stand up. Fight back. Be resilient, because sometimes the only way to win is to refuse to lose. Strategic risk taking is one of the most important and often misunderstood parts of success. It's not about recklessness or gambling everything on a whim. It's about making bold moves that have been carefully thought through. Life won't hand you opportunities on a silver platter, and the safe path rarely leads to greatness. Sometimes, to get where you want to go, you have to step out of your comfort zone and take calculated risks that others shy away from. This kind of risk taking is a form of cheating life, not by breaking rules, but by thinking ahead, weighing the odds, and making smart decisions that give you an edge. When you take strategic risks, you're not just throwing caution to the wind. You're analyzing your situation, understanding the potential rewards and consequences, and then deciding that the potential gain is worth the challenge. This mindset separates those who settle for mediocrity from those who chase greatness. It's about having the courage to move forward when the outcome is uncertain, trusting in your preparation, your skills, and your vision. It's about being willing to fail, learn, and try again with even more knowledge and strength. Many people let fear hold them back. They're afraid of failure, rejection, or looking foolish. But the truth is, no risk means no reward. The safest choices often lead to the safest lives, which aren't always fulfilling or successful. Strategic risk takers understand that failure is not the opposite of success, but a vital part of the journey. Every failure is feedback, every setback a chance to recalibrate. They use risk as a tool, not a gamble, and they embrace the uncertainty as part of growth. Taking strategic risks also means being selective about where and how you take them. It's not about being reckless or impulsive. It's about focusing your energy on moves that align with your goals and values. Sometimes, this means investing time in learning something new, starting a project that others doubt, or making a bold decision that challenges the status quo. Sometimes it means walking away from what's comfortable to pursue what's possible. It's a balancing act between courage and wisdom, between ambition and preparation. When you take strategic risks, you also open yourself up to new opportunities that wouldn't exist otherwise. Doors that were once closed begin to open because you've stepped into spaces others are afraid to enter. You build resilience and confidence because you've tested yourself in real ways and come out stronger. You inspire others by showing that success isn't about playing it safe, but about daring to dream and daring to act on those dreams. Ultimately, strategic risk taking is about owning your power to create change in your life. It's about refusing to be a passenger in your own story and instead becoming the driver. You calculate your risks, you prepare for the journey, and then you take the leap, knowing that even if you fall, you'll rise with experience and determination. This is how you cheat life in the smartest way possible, by turning fear into fuel and uncertainty into opportunity. Owning your story is one of the most powerful acts you can do in life. It means taking full responsibility for where you come from, the choices you've made, and the path you're on. It means refusing to let your past define you or hold you back, and instead embracing every part of your journey, both the struggles and the triumphs, as a foundation for your future. When you own your story, you step into your power. You stop playing the victim and start playing the hero of your own life. Everyone faces challenges and setbacks. Everyone has moments where life seems to knock them down or throw curveballs they didn't expect. But owning your story means looking those challenges in the eye and saying, "This is part of me, but it does not control me." It means acknowledging your mistakes, your failures, and your pain. Not to stay stuck in them, but to learn, grow, and move forward. When you do this, you take away the power those moments have over you. You rewrite the narrative from one of victimhood to one of resilience and strength. Owning your story also means being authentic. It means being honest with yourself and others about who you are, what you've been through, and where you want to go. You don't hide your scars or pretend to be perfect. You show up as the real you, with all your flaws and all your potential. This authenticity is magnetic. It draws people to you and builds trust. When you own your story, you inspire others to own theirs. You create a space where vulnerability is strength and where courage is contagious. Taking control of your narrative means you decide what your story means. You get to choose the lessons you take from your experiences and how you use them to fuel your growth. You get to decide that your past hardships aren't a life sentence, but stepping stones to something greater. This shift in mindset is crucial because it transforms your story from a limitation into a source of empowerment. Instead of asking, "Why me?" you start asking, "What can I do next?" Instead of feeling stuck, you become unstoppable. Owning your story also means setting boundaries and protecting your energy. It means not allowing others to write your story for you or to diminish your worth. People will try to label you, judge you, or box you into a narrative that serves their agenda. But when you own your story, you take back that control. You define who you are on your terms. You decide what you will accept and what you will reject. This clarity gives you strength and direction. Finally, owning your story is about legacy. It's about understanding that your life is more than just a series of events. It's a story that will inspire others long after you're gone. When you own your story, you become a beacon of hope for those facing their own battles. You show that no matter where you start or what you've been through, you have the power to rise, to overcome, and to leave a mark on the world. So own your story fully without apology or fear. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to fuel your journey forward. Because when you do, you become the author of your destiny, and that is true freedom. Success is survival's reward. This idea goes beyond just achieving goals or accumulating wealth. It's about enduring the trials, hardships, and challenges that life throws your way and coming out on the other side stronger, wiser, and victorious. Success doesn't just happen to those who are lucky or talented. It happens to those who refuse to give up, who keep fighting when most would quit, and who learn to adapt and grow through every setback. Survival is the foundation, the bedrock upon which true success is built. Life isn't a smooth road, it's a battlefield filled with obstacles designed to test your limits. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail often comes down to who survives the toughest moments. When you survive, you prove that you have what it takes to keep going despite pain, disappointment, and uncertainty. Survival means showing up day after day, ready to face whatever comes, even when hope seems distant. It's about resilience, grit, and the refusal to be defeated by circumstances. Success is the reward that comes when you've survived long enough to see your efforts pay off. It's not just the destination, but the result of a relentless journey. People often see success as a single moment, a promotion, a big deal, or a public recognition. But in reality, it's the accumulation of countless moments where you chose to survive rather than surrender. Every time you get back up after a fall, every time you push through the exhaustion, you are edging closer to that success. It's a process, not an event. This mindset changes how you view failure and struggle. Instead of seeing failure as the end of the road, you begin to see it as part of survival, a necessary trial that teaches you what you need to know to win. Struggle is no longer something to fear, but something to embrace because it means you're still in the fight. You survive the struggle, and survival leads to success. This perspective gives you strength in the darkest moments and courage to keep moving forward. Success as survival's reward also means that winning isn't always about being the best or the fastest. Sometimes it's simply about lasting the longest. It's about outlasting your doubts, outlasting the negativity, outlasting the people who don't believe in you. When you survive, you prove that you're built for the long haul. You prove that your dreams matter enough for you to keep fighting no matter how long it takes. When you embrace this truth, your approach to life changes. You stop chasing instant gratification and focus on endurance. You invest in yourself, build habits, and develop discipline because you know that survival is a marathon, not a sprint. You find joy not only in the victories, but in the daily choice to keep going. That choice to survive day after day becomes your greatest strength. So remember, success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about how you survive. When you survive life's toughest challenges, success becomes inevitable. It's the reward for your resilience, your courage, and your unyielding spirit. Keep surviving, keep pushing, and success will be waiting for you at the finish line.